Hey, so today's reaction will be a little bit different than usual, since I'm going to be starting a series of reactions from a variety of movies. And the first one I thought I'd do was one that I don't hear a lot about, Joseph and the King of Dreams. But there are two specific reasons as to why I'm going to watch this film. The first being that I'm going to be doing a video that have Joseph's brothers in it, and some characters from other films. And the video will basically be about wanting parental acceptance. But in order to do that video, it requires me to watch a lot of films and shows. And since quite a few of them I've already seen, I figured I might as well take the opportunity that since I'm going to be watching a lot of films that I've already seen, might as well record myself watching them. And the second reason as to why I'm going to watch this film is that I'm actually going to be doing a video about the biblical tale this movie is based on. And that video will be uploaded to my first channel, Anime Mythology Otaku. Now onto the film. Does the bird have any significance? I know a few movies do that. They have a bird start off the movie.
Were you this nervous when I was born?
Well, yes and no. It was different with your mother. But with Rachel, we gave up hope. We were told she could never have children.
Having all sons, what are the odds?
O God, who is the Father of us all.
I will teach him all he needs to know. He'll stand apart from other men. We will show him.
See, now this is where Jacob messed up. Now I'm not saying he's wrong to be really happy that his barren wife had a son. I'm just saying he's had a bunch of sons before. I'm not saying Joseph isn't special and that he shouldn't be treated, I guess with extra care. But he did wrong by deliberately putting favoritism towards Joseph. Not even having working in the fields with his brothers or anything. Teaching him things that he probably should have taught his other sons as well. Or I don't know, maybe he did. But they just showed so much preferential treatment to Joseph that it's no wonder his brothers would be jealous. They tried to embrace him in the beginning, but over the years, they just got tired of seeing a different treatment.
You are the best.
And Joseph is smart, so... Seriously, 3 fish. You see, they played with him and they liked him, but his father deliberately made it so like, no, don't play with your brothers. Come and see this coat that we made you. That's better than anything your brothers have.
I am special, I am smart.
Yeah.
I am a miracle.
And Joseph got an ego on him too, so that doesn't help things. Although it's not entirely his fault. Learn hieroglyphics. His first dream.
The sheep. The ram. The wolves killed the ram.
It looks pretty alive to me.
It was dead. I don't understand. It all seems so real.
Since you're up, make yourselves useful. Get to work before sunup.
You see, Jacob doesn't make things easy for them. They'll of course blame Joseph for this.
But Father, I want to go with them.
Look, you know they have their work and you have yours.
Jacob, even God rested on the 7th day. He'll find his future soon enough. Let him be with his brothers.
You have to be very careful. You might cut your hands on the soft fur.
I know about everything.
How does he know?
The women and the drinking. There's a lot Father doesn't know.
Father sent him. We should be happy for his help. Maybe he can do your work, Simeon. Somebody should. Good. We'll be back soon. Let's go.
All of you need to go? Why couldn't he hear them before? This really is like the Prince of Egypt, in some ways. Like in Bambi. Jacob's pretty scary for an old man.
I expect you to watch after Joseph, but you abandoned my son.
They're your sons too.
Aren't we your sons
Yeah.
too?
The ram.
Wolves kill sheep. It happens all the time.
No.
No.
God sent you a vision of the future.
Why does he use his coat as a blanket? Looks like a Picasso painting.
Well, all of us were carrying sheaves of wheat. I was among you, but then all of a sudden, I was above you, and your wheat bowed to me. Hey, you asked to hear the dream.
True.
We can't ignore these dreams. After all, his last one did come true.
Are you saying that Joseph belongs above all of us, even Judah?
The oldest son.
Judah's led the herd for years. Brought in the wheat, raised the tents. He comes first before any of us. Especially Joseph.
Then I guess all my work doesn't matter.
Watch your tongue.
Jacob, Judah, please.
Look at what your dreams have done.
Don't get mad at me. I didn't ask for them.
You didn't ask for this either, brother.
half-brother.
Damn.
Joseph! Boys, apologize to each other.
Joseph, you need to be more understanding of your brothers. Life is a lot harder for them than it ever will be for you.
I like Rachel.
They're not even your sons.
They're no less my sons than you are. We're family.
She's how stepmother should be. I also heard that in the beginning, the woman you see next to her when she gives birth is actually supposed to be Judah and the other's mother, Jacob's first wife. And if I remember correctly, Rachel's older sister. So yeah, the Bible's a little bit strange. Little did she know, that'd be the last time she'll see her son.
Levi, Reuben.
He's starting to go to some lengths to go see his brothers.
To lead sheep.
I agree.
But he's our brother, half-brother.
Said so himself.
I just want to...
Report on us to father.
You're his favorite.
No.
You look at scrolls all day while we're covered in sweat. Why is that, Joseph? We don't have pretty coats like you. I have mine.
That's my coat.
Step aside, brothers. I'm the new head of the family. Bow before me, you sheaves of wheat.
All that work. Was he not supposed to fall in there?
What are we going to tell Father?
We'll think of something.
Somebody! Please!
Let's just get out of here.
Maybe he can dream his way out.
So not all of them were on the plan at first.
Don't leave me here alone!
So I do put most of the blame on Jacob, but also the brothers are much older and they should know not to act this way. This isn't the way to resolve any issues that they have. Damn, Joseph just committing full-on murder on that scorpion.
I knew you'd come back.
Little did he know. It's partially right.
You think this is funny? Well, Father won't be laughing when he...
No, Joseph, that was the wrong thing to say.
Who are you? Ow! Let me go! You don't understand. I'm from the house of Jacob. My brothers will come for me.
We're right here.
I told you they'd come for me.
As agreed. 20 pieces of silver.
I feel like Simeon's the more evil one.
Judah! Judah, help me, please!
None of them are gonna stop this? It's clear at least Judah and some of the others feel regret. Simeon just seems happy.
Judah, we can't turn back now. We've gone too far.
He's got a point in a way. But still.
I'm your brother!
Half-brother.
Half-brother.
Yeah, they were totally wrong for doing this to Joseph. It's not right. I get having resentment, but to sell your own brother into slavery, that's something else. Also, is Judah supposed to be some sort of parallel, with Jesus being betrayed by Judas, and now Joseph is being betrayed by his brother Judah, and the others?
The boys will find him.
They certainly went out of their way to put sheep's blood on that. They still wouldn't want to see the body or anything? I mean, I understand. They could probably say, wolves ate him. Oh, that's my favorite song from the movie.
Behold the glory, behold the wonder. What we have made shall not be torn asunder. Beneath the gaze of Isis and Osiris, true love history.
Egyptian mythology is some of my favorite mythology.
Where's the slave market? Down by the docks.
Also, they don't make movies like this anymore. Especially DreamWorks.
30 pieces. It looks healthy enough. Lord Potiphar.
He'll do.
He'll do.
Egyptian slave, no matter what your race is.
That line is something else. Like, they don't care what race you are. If they want to make you their slave, they're gonna make you their slave. Egyptian or not. Signifying that nobody is safe. Nice callback to the beginning.
Have you cleaned this entire courtyard by yourself?
Yes.
He's a hard worker.
My wife thinks you should work for her.
I wonder why.
I cannot say. A slave is not his own master.
I love their outfits.
I haven't seen you here before.
Oh, I'm new.
Even as a slave, Joseph got game.
You want my aunt seeing you?
I like how she doesn't care that he's a slave. She still treats him nicely.
A magnificent animal.
Slave, I'm in the sun.
You're a busy man. Anyone could make a mistake.
How could Joseph tell something was off?
You're a busy man. Anyone can make a mistake. And yours is going to cost you your freedom. Take him away.
Is he going to be made into a slave?
Potiphar, you should keep it. You said it was the finest in all Egypt.
What would that say about my honor?
You and your honor.
Like Zuko.
You've done well. You're an educated slave. Where did you learn?
My father taught me.
He taught you well.
He's such a nice slave owner.
What a mess. Good luck.
This is supposed to be the apist bull? This lady. There are servants around. Joseph should come to my house. Clean my room. You're telling me Joseph married the scarecrow? Pretty smart though. He has a lot of trust in Joseph.
And to your...
He's a pretty good painter.
Tell me more about Canaan.
She doesn't care about carrying Joseph. She's trying to make you vulnerable.
Brothers.
Use your grief against you.
Everything you are, you owe to me!
And Potiphar. They reacted quickly.
I did nothing wrong.
And still you insult me with your denials. What am I to make of this?
Bad acting?
Am I to believe a slave over my own wife?
Yes, in this case.
I swear, I did nothing to betray you.
You must be put to death.
See to it.
No, Master,
Right there?
I beg you.
You see, this is the only small amount of redemption she has.
Stop! He doesn't deserve to die.
Why?
Why?
That look says it all.
I see. Take him to prison.
Wait, Master, no. Please, believe me. I did nothing wrong.
He does? Yeah, you're getting a divorce now, lady. I believe I read once that he does believe Joseph, but because of the reputation he might get, because of his wife, he decided to put him in jail.
I was up all night with my own dreams. Now you want to take up my day with yours?
No, just listen. I know what your dream means. The 3 vines signify 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will bring you back to the palace. A free man. And when you're free, tell Pharaoh about my gift.
Yeah, about that.
Please, promise me.
To make up fairy tales and give hope to the foolish.
Maybe he's not making it up.
In reality, he's not. I heard that he was just framed for taking something poison to the Pharaoh. That's why he's in prison. Now this guy, though, that's another story.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Tell.
Now you believe him?
The 3 baskets also signify 3 days. In 3 days, Pharaoh will behead you, and birds will feed on your flesh.
Not for him. From what I remember, he actually did try to poison Pharaoh with the food that he made for him, and that's why he's in prison. That's also why he can't seem to eat anything because it seems to be rotten.
Take him.
Yeah.
You knew.
You were guilty.
It's gonna be all right. You'll see. Tell Pharaoh about me.
I will.
Until he forgets.
Tell them
I wonder how long he's been in prison.
Answer me!
Get you a woman like Osuna. She went out in the pouring rain to give Joseph food. That it took too long to get and now rats have eaten it. I would not eat that, Joseph.
You were the one who gave me the dreams. You brought me the gift. Some gift. My dreams are lies. What have I done to deserve this?
And he does not get hypothermia from this. Okay, how? Because it was in the sun? It's a nice song. Damn, drinking from the camel's water. I love that. Aw, kind of like a second father to him. Yet his mother was not at all like his actual mother. Yeah, seriously, the bird has to have some significance. Is it just freedom?
Thought that I could follow, but it was you who taught that bird.
Does he always walk like that?
Potiphar?
Pharaoh's butler said you interpret dreams. Pharaoh is tortured by a dream. None of his wise men can explain it. I'm to bring you to the palace.
Potiphar. It's good to see you again.
Oh, he's like, you don't resent me? This is actually so sweet.
How could I have allowed this to happen? My wife...
I understand.
Well, goodbye, tree. You're gonna die now. Damn. He has to do literally nothing. They do everything for him. I want that kind of privilege.
I'm told you merely need to hear a dream, and you can explain it.
Not me, Your Excellency. The explanation comes from God.
None of my gods could help me. What makes you think your god is any different?
He's got a point. Tell me your dream, Pharaoh. I love the animation style they use to tell stories.
During the years of plenty, have him collect 1/5 of the grain from every field and store it under guard. Then during the years of famine, give it back to the people.
Potiphar, you trust this man?
With my life, Your Excellency.
With my life, Excellency.
I love this movie.
I am giving him power over all Egypt. Only Pharaoh will...
That's some gratefulness. Zaphnat Paneah.
Zaphnat Paneah. The god speaks, and he lives.
He really was meant for greatness. I love their romance. She never cared that he was a slave. She loved him for him. I love that he's not just supervising, he's actually helping. You just wasted one piece of wheat, Joseph. Joseph and his little family. He certainly changed that place.
Here you go.
Damn, they look old.
You are not Egyptian.
Clearly.
No, sir.
I'm sorry, but you haven't contributed to our supply.
Potiphar's got a point.
Charity? We'll pay you with silver.
The same silver that they got from the other guy.
There are 12 of us. 10 of us here. At home we have our father and youngest brother.
Rachel died?
10 foreigners asking for grain. No ties to Egypt.
Look at Potiphar.
Hoping to see where we store our grain?
Your Excellency, everything we say is true. I swear it.
Then prove.
Division.
Produce this youngest brother. Until then, arrest this one.
Hell yeah. Payback for Simeon.
Joseph, what are you doing?
Watching his brother in captivity.
They needed food and they were prepared to pay for it. How can you say they're thieves?
She's got a point. And the fact that they're not thieves.
Nothing.
Here it comes.
They're my brothers. They sold me. They sold me into slavery. I never got to say goodbye to my mother. I never got to see my father grow old.
He was already old though.
You're here now. You have a home, a wife who loves you, everything you could want.
No.
Not everything.
Not everything.
Hey, you won't keep me here. My brothers will come for me.
My brothers will come. My brothers will come. My brothers will come.
How long must there be anger here before we can rejoice? Only time breeds. There's room to bloom and you'll grow to follow where you live. The way you
Where doesn't he get those servants to put his clothes on for him?
Maybe they've suffered these last 20 years.
20 years?
Maybe they've changed.
No, I don't think so.
Our brother, Benjamin.
So, Benjamin, tell me of your mother and father.
My mother is no longer alive.
I'm sorry. And your father?
He's worried I'm here.
Doesn't he trust your brothers to protect you?
He likes me to stay close by. A long time ago, he lost his youngest son. He was killed.
Killed? How?
By wolves.
Must have been very hard on your brothers, too.
They never speak of it.
I wonder why.
Don't they?
I was beginning to worry.
No, he does care about Benjamin. Haha, Benjamin. Freaking Joseph living the life. Hey, it's that dude. that took years to tell Pharaoh about Joseph.
What's going on? Why have they been arrested? Joseph, what are you doing?
Oh, it's not trying to be a voice of reason.
I give you food. I take you into my home. And this is how you repay me? By stealing?
Yeah, like Potiphar said to him.
And now you insult me by lying. What? One of you has stolen from me. Benjamin, favored one. I didn't take it. Arrest him. For what you have done, you will be punished.
Take me instead. I beg you.
No, take me.
Take me. Take me.
No, you can't take me.
Damn, the difference.
Please, let the boy go.
You would sacrifice yourselves for a half-brother who's spoiled by your father? Why? Why should you care if I take him? Beat him, make him a slave.
Because I will not make my father suffer.
Damn.
Again. Our brother was not killed by wolves. We were blinded by jealousy and sold him into slavery. For 20 years we have lived with that guilt. We can't go back without the boy. My father could not bear it a second time, and neither could we. If anyone is to be punished, it should be us.
This must really hurt, Joseph.
I will not harm any of you, or our father. I am your brother, Joseph.
Joseph. I can't believe you get here. Can you ever forgive us?
No.
I already have. Can you forgive me for thinking I was some miracle from God?
But you are a miracle. God sent you to save our family and all of Egypt.
That's some character growth right there.
Osanat, please. I'd like you to meet my brother.
Her face.
You will join me here. All of you. With your families.
That's a lot of family.
I see him. Joseph!
Father.
My boy.
It's a miracle.
Yes, Father.
He does look a bit older.
It is a miracle.
Okay, so really quick before I get into my thoughts about this movie, I just want to mention that I can't believe some of the voice actors that were used in this film. Joseph is apparently voiced by Ben Affleck, Judah by Mark Hamill, and Osanna by Jodie Benson. Like, I didn't even recognize any of their voices in this movie. But then again, this movie came out in the year 2000. It's been 22 years since then, and I'm also not very good at guessing voice actors. Overall, I really like this film, and I managed to put a lot in this movie that's only 1 hour and 15 minutes long. I feel like this movie does pretty well, displaying the lesson of the consequences that can happen if you show very clear favoritism. Not that everybody would go as far as to selling their sibling into slavery, but still, it's not a good thing to do. You don't know the effects it could have on the others who feel neglected, and also on the favorite themselves, because there's also a lot of expectations and pressure put on the favorite. And again, like I said, I get that Joseph is a miracle child. They didn't expect to have him. Of course, they're going to care for him a little bit more. But it doesn't mean that Jacob, being the father of all of them, should neglect his other sons. My brother and I are considered miracle children. Since back in the 1990s, my mother was pregnant with triplets, and she ended up having us prematurely when she was just 5 months pregnant. But only my brother and I survived. My second brother didn't. And back in that time, they didn't expect for us to live very long. They said that if we did live, we would probably just be vegetables. And well, it's been 25 years since then, and I'm not a vegetable. Nor is my brother. And even though, like, I'll admit it, we were a bit spoiled when we were little kids. But when my younger brother came along, they didn't treat him any differently than how they treated us. We were raised the same. There was no favoritism or anything. And I also like that even though technically Rachel's a stepmother just as other siblings, she doesn't treat him any differently. She even tells him that they are no different than him. That to her, they are no more or less her sons than he is. She seems to really see them as her sons. And she understands that they have resentment towards Joseph because of how differently Jacob treats them. And I did like seeing that Potiphar wasn't really mean to Joseph. He wasn't a bad slave owner. At least to Joseph. He seemed to treat him almost like a son, teaching him and letting him paint whatever he wanted. The only thing that screwed that up was of course his wife Zuleika. And the only one redeeming thing she ever did was admit that Joseph didn't do anything to her. But in order to save face, he couldn't just not punish Joseph, even though Zuleika lied about what he did. I also like seeing how supportive Osanna was of Joseph. She never cared about his class or where he came from, she loved him for him. And as it turns out, Jacob wasn't completely wrong. Him teaching Joseph all those things when he was younger did help him when he was a slave. Adding that with the fact that he can interpret dreams, he became a very powerful person in Egypt. I also did like knowing that Joseph's brothers did in fact feel some guilt over what they did to Joseph. They didn't go these past 20 years just not caring about what happened to him. They did feel guilty, although they never fessed up to it until they met Joseph once again. And if anything, I'm surprised Rachel died before Jacob. I figured he would go first. But all in all, I like the ending, how they all came together again. And him and his people lived happy there. Up until the event of the Prince of Egypt, that is. Since although this movie came out after the Prince of Egypt, it's actually set before. and I believe it explains why the heroes ended up living there in the first place. Somewhere along the line, something changed, some pharaoh did something, and made them all become slaves. This one also proved that even if you do want revenge, sometimes that isn't the best way to go. Joseph thought he wanted revenge, but then he realized, this isn't what I want. And he managed to even get his family living a much better life than they were before. And on one final note, I just want to say that when I first saw this movie, I got really invested into the story, so much so that I ended up buying some books about them. The first being this storybook. It's 24 pages, and it's a storybook about the movie. And I think it cost me like $3 on eBay. And I think the pictures look pretty good. And besides that storybook, I also bought some other books. And with these, the story of Joseph is compiled into 5 different books. And apparently they were giving out Chick-fil-A in the year 2000. And as obviously they wouldn't have them anymore, I decided to buy them on eBay. So the first one is called Joseph, Boy of Dreams, A Story of Kindness. Virtue Series, Book 1. And it ends with Joseph falls into the hole, and he's still waiting for his brothers to return for him. I think these books are pretty good, since clearly these would have been given to children. They even have some questions in the back that parents could ask their kids. Like the first one says, ask your child why Joseph's brothers were jealous of him. What did Joseph have that they didn't? Discuss why it's important to be kind to others, especially members of your family. It also has other things like, have your child list all the ways Joseph could have been kind to his brothers, even when they weren't kind to him. And at the end, there's even a coloring book version of Joseph that you can color in. And yeah, I'm that type of person that when they become really invested in something, they just have to get a bunch of memorabilia about it. I also recently bought this. It has the Blu-ray version of all these movies. Joseph King in Dreams, The Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado, and Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. And what I found interesting about this is that when I first saw these movies separately, I did think they should all go together. They seem to have like a similar message, or at least culturally there seems to be some message about a god or gods or goddesses. And I never knew they actually did go together until I saw this. Coincidence? I think not. This Blu-ray version of these 4 movies cost me $27 on Amazon. That's pretty much all I have to say about this film. I'll probably be doing another one. I don't know when, but I'll probably be doing another one. Either The Prince of Egypt, or Sinbad, maybe The Road to El Dorado, Atlantis, Brother Bear. A number of them. It just depends.